Okay, so now that you've made a basic form and you have changed your settings to what you want and you've spruced it up, now is the time to send it out. So sending it out is super easy. You're just going to click this button up here that says send. And you have the option to email it to people, and you can change your subject. You can change your message and say, I want you to fill out this form. Where it says add collaborators, that's if you have a co-teacher or an administrator or anybody else, maybe a teammate that you want in on this form too that can see all the responses. There's also a way, if you click this thing that looks like a paperclip, to do a link. I always shorten the URL by clicking this box. You just copy this. You can either press copy or you can highlight it all and go up to edit and do copy, or the easiest way is to highlight it all and do Command C, and you're copying it and you can send that out to parents. There's also an HTML if you had a website and you wanted to embed it or something. So you just send that out and everybody will take your questionnaire, and then you're going to have your responses. And the way to get into your responses is to go back. This all saves to your Google Drive. So just click on your form and you're going to see your questions. And then over here, there's a tab that says responses. With your responses, you can look at them individually. So I can see that student H took this. I can go to the next one, and that's student G. And I can see how each student answered the questions. I can do it by question. So I can say, okay, for the what is your favorite question, 2 people said popsicle, 2 said slush, 1 said ice cream, 1 said frozen yogurt. And I can scroll over and see each individual question. Or I can go to a summary. The summary gives you the big picture of your class. You can see when people took it. So 2 people took it on the 7th, 2 people on the 8th, 1 on the 6th, 1 on the 9th. And then every question, depending on what you picked, like a multiple choice, a drop down, a linear, something like that, it all gets a different representation. So this was my multiple choice, and it comes up as a pie chart. The drop down comes up as a pie chart too. This one where it's check all that apply, so this is the checkbox answers, it comes up as a graph. The perfect temperature, which was the linear graph, comes up looking like this. What weather do you like, which was interesting because this was the multiple choice column. So it shows each row heading and then what people picked. So that was the multiple choice grid, and this is what the checkbox grid looks like. And then you can see, do you have any questions or comments? And you could have people answer that. The other option, if you don't like looking at it like this, is to go up here and press this little green box, and you're going to create a spreadsheet. And press create, and it's going to come up in a Google document for you, and you can play around with all of the settings and the width and the columns and things like that, and it will print out on something. Google Sheets is kind of like an Excel document. It's the Google form of Excel. So you could look over it like this if you wanted to. That way, maybe you said, you know what, I really want to show this to my administration, but I don't need them to know what their favorite ice cream is. You could go ahead and just delete this whole column. Sorry, it's slow right now. So I could say, okay, I don't need this information. Oh, sorry. I'm going to hide it. So I could say I don't need them to see this information right now. I don't need them to see this information. I just want them to see, 1 or 2 columns so I can really drive my point home. Otherwise, if you don't really care about it being in a form or a sheet, I would say just use exactly what's on here. You're going to get some good data just by looking. Hope this helped.